Hello, I'm Mark Hammett, minister of the Weber Road Church of Christ. I'm glad that you've joined us for this daily devotional and Bible reading. I'd like to begin by offering a free Bible correspondence course by mail. And if you would like to receive that in the mail, we would need you to contact us with your full name, along with your full address, including any apartments you might live in, building number, for example, and your zip code as well. Your name and your full address. We'll send you that free Bible correspondence course. You can fill it out on your own, at your own time, with your own Bible. Mail it back to us if you like. We'll grade it and then send you another course. And we have many of those available. It's a great way to study the Bible. And it's free to you if you live in our community or anywhere else that we can, if you have an address that we can mail that to. I hope that you'll turn to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7 is where our reading will come from today. There's a story that was told by the late preacher George Truett. He said that a young lady was brought before the church for discipline because of a violation of an obvious biblical standard. And it was suggested, actually, that she be dropped from the roll of the church for disciplinary reasons. Well, as the debate developed, the preacher said, "You know what? We need to call the church treasurer." And they looked at him and said, "Why do we need to do that?" He said, "Because we need to have him read the record of the giving of every single member. And let's vote to drop everyone who has violated God's law against covetousness." It's an interesting story, right? But that bombshell cleared the air of all the accusers, as did the reminder of Jesus in John chapter 8, verse 7. "Let he that is without sin among you, let him first cast the stone at her." You know, many times we humans are wrong when it comes to making judgments about certain things or people. We need to, of course, realize that there are commands from God. There are rules or guidelines and things that we definitely need to follow. There is a place for discipline of different types. But we also need to understand that God is a God that calls us to repentance, to change, because He wants to forgive. And that should be our number one goal at first. You know, we often misjudge people, only to later on find out that they were entirely different than what we assumed. We humans are subject to thinking wrong, having the wrong ideas, and reasoning in totally ridiculous ways. We're all in the judging business, and it should be that we are in the discerning business, because oftentimes when we judge very harshly. When we discern and try to make decisions, as you would have it, many times we're also thinking about love and mercy and forgiveness. Again, there appears to be a difference between what we might call discerning and judging in some ways, at least the way we use the words. John chapter 7 verse 24 says, "Do not judge by appearance, but judge with right or righteous judgment." And that's a great rule. So judging in itself may not be wrong, but we need to be careful how we make those judgments, that it's based on godly direction and guidance and instruction. Listen to what Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 through 6 tells us. This is Jesus' words. These are Jesus' words. "Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you seek the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Do not give dogs what is holy, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, lest they trample them underfoot and turn to attack you." Again, wise words from Jesus. More than just wise words, really, but there's a command in there about judgment and how careful we are to be when it comes to making judgments. We need to look at ourselves first, and then we can hopefully help others in their lives as they deal with struggles and even sin. Thank you for joining me for this devotional and Bible reading, and I hope you'll join us again. We have many of these devotionals that are available on the Weber Road Church of Christ Facebook page. Also, they're available on my own personal YouTube channel. And you're welcome to view any of those from the past if they'll encourage you to stick with God, to remember His Word, and to follow it always. And may the Lord bless you richly as you seek to follow His will.